Easy install. Customer demo. I have my EasyInstall server right here. I have chosen to open two clients. One Windows 7 and one Windows 10. I starts the EasyInstall administrator here on the server. Normally I will start it on my client, but it's just to save resources. It looks like this when you start it up. There are 4 windows. I have a window where you can see all the computers. Down here you can see all the packages. And up here to the left you can see groups of computers. And down here you can see groups of packages. It's basically what we have to work with. If we starts with the computers, you can see we have both Windows machines and devices. Both Android and Apple devices. And Mac OS. Up here we have a dark screen and a blue screen. And a blue screen with a little face on. That indicates one is closed and the second one is on. And the third is on, with a user logged in. If we double click on this, I get a window up which consisting of a split window. The upper part shows me what packages is installed, or is detected on the machine. Down below, I can see what packages is available. When I say available, that means they have a available license. And the packets are constructed to that platform. That means, I won't see a Mac OS packet right here. That won't make any sense. If I like to install something on the machine, I just find some software right here. I could choose to install this Notepad+. And then, I like to install a VLC player. Then this Evernote. I have now chosen 3 pieces of software. They're up here, ready for installing. Over here in the advanced fan, I can choose how and when things are being installed. Default is as soon as possible. Or I can schedule it at another time. As soon as possible is now in plus 10 seconds. So it happens rather quick. I click OK. And you can see right here, there are a request for 3 packets. And when you look at the client, you can see the agent have started to install the 3 selected programs. If we go back to the EasyInstall administrator, I can see in real time what's going on with the client. Here you can see it has installed Notepad and continues with the last 2 packets. In the meantime, we can see the inventory data on the machine. In this tab, we can see what programs that are installed on the machine. And we can also see which device drivers there are installed on the machine. Here we can only see the OEM drivers which comes with Windows. We can also see what updates there are on the machine. But we also see which update that are missing. As you can see, this small setup we are running now is offline. So the agent can't see that I'm missing some. But if we were missing any, they will also be listed here, but in red. And when you push this button, you force the machine to find and install the updates that are missing. You can configure an EasyInstall where to get the updates from. Either from Windows Update or your own server. I see more and more people get it direct from Microsoft. It's easier, and it works when people take their computers home. We can see what processes are running on the machine in this moment. If needed, we can right-click and shut processes down. Here we can see what services are running. And again we can right-click to stop and start services if the client is online. Right now, my window is empty. But when the client is online, you can see here which user certificates and system certificates that are installed on the machine. We can also see which printers that are installed on the machine. If we are in an Active Directory, we can see how the user are doing, and how many times the user had logged in, and how many times they have typed a wrong password in. From right here, it's also possible to change the password directly in the Active Directory. EasyInstall can also auto-generate a password. We can also see how the computer object are doing in Active Directory. It happens, a computer falls out of AD. If we try another computer here, I select the Windows 10 computer and go back in the computer object. We can see what kind of data is in AD. We can also see a special function in EasyInstall called lapse. It works like this. EasyInstall automatically change the local administrator password from some predetermined criteria. And right here, you can see the auto-generated passwords. You can copy them directly into the clipboard. And when they are not using the password anymore, you can just generate a new one right away, without having to wait until the next scheduled update. Right here, I can choose who shall have permission to log in on the machine. Or, I can type a name, direct in this box, who shall have permission to log in. If you are not registered here, you cannot log in at all. If you have more than one device, they will be listed right here. If the user have, for example, a telephone and a PC, they will be listed right here. And the last tab up here is where you can see what we do to the client is being logged up here. We can make some right clicks to make the client reboot or shut down. We can also force the user's profile to log out. And we also get some geo-coordinates back for locating and find the computer in question. It's also possible to get the computer to make an alarm sound. If the computer is lost, we can secure erase it. That means to delete all the content from right here. If we take a look at the packages, there are generally two types of packages. What we see here on the screen is application packets, and we have what we call the OS packages, which is the operating system. Let's take a look at an ordinary packet for Windows. I will create a new packet just to show how easy it is. To make a packet for Windows, I have to click this button up here. The next thing to do is to give the packet a number. And it's up to me to find a suitable number. I type a number with a lots of zeros. It causes it to lie at the top of the stack. The next step is to find out what the packet should do. If it's something on this list, EasyInstall can help make it correct. I choose to make a packet with some MSI files. I have to click this button to add the files I need for the packet. They are uploaded to the EasyInstall server. I click OK. And the files are being uploaded to the server. It takes a few seconds. And now when it's done, I have to decide what's going to happen if it's installed on a 64-bit client. And what's going to happen if it's installed on a 32-bit client. I go ahead and make the 64-bit packet. I click this button right here to include the 64-bit version of the MSI file. EasyInstall will now read the metadata in the MSI file. And most important of all, this command line will be created. That install the program unattended on the client. I also creates a 32-bit version just for demonstration purpose. Now I have a command line for both platforms. Now that I have created the packet, I can add some additional metadata. I can show how many licenses we have. I can click on Max, and I get as many licenses as we have available in EasyInstall. I can decide what happens before the packet is installed. If I select default, nothing will happen. If it's necessary, I can choose to log the client off. It's also possible to choose what rights I have when I install. Default, it's local and is the highest you can get. And that's enough in 99% of the time. I can also decide how long time the user is allowed to use this packet. Perhaps for 90 days. And after 90 days this packet will automatically been uninstalled. For example, if a user are going to a course or a project, it's possible to borrow this software for a time. And then we can return the borrowed software. This last thing over here are perhaps the most important thing. Here we can decide what's going to happen when we have installed the packet. Default is Easy Install Decide. That means, if the packet like to reboot the machine, Easy Install do that. In case the user is logged in, we ask the user. We can also decide to reboot the machine every time without asking the user. For now we use the default setting. The packet can be dependent on other packets. Maybe something else needs to be installed for this to work. And if it's not available, Easy Install will install the necessary packet first, and if it's not available, Easy Install will install the necessary packet first for this to work. We can also decide which platforms it should work on. We have detection rules. Easy Install will try to make a detection rule when we make a packet. It's a MSIGUID, along with the version number. So, if this is found on any existing machines, Easy Install will think he has installed it on all the machines that have this software. That means we take a kind of ownership over the software. We can uninstall or reinstall it as required. The user does not see anything and does not detect anything. It is something that happens internally in the system. Metering. We can also measure whether a software is used. Here we can type the path for a specific software and see in the report when it has been used last time. We can also decide if it has not been used for a number of days, maybe 90 days, the software will be uninstalled. And the last thing I will show you. We also have a software portal, so users can manage themselves. We can take this packet and put in our software portal. In the software portal we can make up to 20 categories. I have created some simple categories. I choose Company Programs. Here I can choose whether the user should use a password. That I can enter right here. I can also choose here that the user's PC should be in a specific group before it appears here in the portal. It could be an accounting program, so that only those in the accounting department can install it. I can also say that the user must be a member of an AD group. And I can put some description on here. And now, I'm kind of done with the package. And I click OK. But it is only finished after it have been tested, and it is OK. Once we have tested the package, we go in and put it into production. Then it gets a real package symbol, and then the package is read-only. And we cannot change the package. We can always put it back to development. But right now, it is read-only. Because it is in production, it will also be available in our software portal. If I switch to this machine, where I have installed our software portal, now I'm just a regular user, which starts the software portal. And it automatically launches in company apps. And I can see that my packages that I have made are here. I am a regular user, and I do not have any administrator rights. I can be in the room next door, or be in a hotel room in Hawaii. It means nothing at all. I say install. Then it says that the packages have been ordered, and that the case is now closed. And now it is already in the process of installing. So it is very fast. If I double-click here, the agent will appear, and it is in the process of installing, as you can see here. In this way, the user can manage himself. The last thing I want to show you is what it looks like when you OS deploy a machine. That is to start a completely new machine up. And for this purpose, we need an OS package. And it can be the installation files from the ISO file that we have downloaded from Microsoft. Or it may be an image that we have constructed ourselves. Besides that, we also need some device drivers. And for this, EasyInstall has a package here which you can send out. And which can then collect the device drivers on all the different machine types. And save it inside EasyInstall itself. EasyInstall will automatically download all the drivers that fit the machine. And use them with the image or OS we install. And when the drivers and images are in place, then you basically have a running machine. The next thing that one needs is of course to install some packages. And here, we tend to do it out of some groups. We have a group here called Standard Packages. It is software that everyone should have. And then we make some packages based on the job functions that people have. And all that we can tie together in a deployment menu. I can simply create a deployment menu right here. Now I take a random one here. If I click on this profile here, it says that it should install a Windows 7, it could also be a Windows 10. And it should install all the packages from the standard package group. And all the packages from the social administration. It install the sum of these packages. On the other side, it puts the machine into some groups that allow us to control some things. We can control power management. We can assign some printers and we can give it some extra rights. I will now go over and PXE boot a machine. I'll do it virtually. And I press the F12 key. And then it PXE boots. Now, this one is a legacy boot. We could also have a UEFI booted, or a UEFI secure booted machine. We of course support all forms. And now, I can, because it is a legacy booted machine, go in and select a menu item. If it is UEFI booted, it goes directly to the right platform. Now it just needs to boot up, it just takes a few seconds. Now it starts booting and loading drivers. Then it comes up, and this is what it looks like. I've deployed it before. And it can remember what it's called. Had it been a brand new machine, the computer name would be blank. We can also see here that we boot up in legacy boot. Up here it says what kind of hardware there is. Now it looks a little different because we are in legacy boot. Now I just need to press F8. And it says it is a destructive action and all data on the disk will be deleted. It's okay to delete everything. And now it connects to the network. We could also set it up for zero touch. Then it had just started without us having to press any buttons. Now we can see that it has come up in the deployment menu that we saw before. And I select the same menu item as we did last time. And I click OK. Now I'm done pressing keys. And I can actually do something else. When the machine is finished, a message will appear stating that it is ready. There will also be a message if everything has gone well or there have been some problems. Maybe there has been a package that has failed along the way for one reason or another. It's important to know before handing it out to the user. Now that it is running all by itself, and we can see it starts up. We can see it's not an image file but it is an installation from an ISO file. But it might as well have been an image file. If I jump back to EasyInstall, I will be able to see that there is a new machine called PXE. And that it runs in something called StartSys. It is ours indication that it is being installed. And we can see here that it is installing the operating system package. Here we can see it's installing the operating system. And afterwards, it has to install 6 packages. Because it is a demo, I only choose to install 6 packages. It could have been 20 or more. And when it is finished, you will be able to see here that it is a Windows workstation. This presentation was just a short and quick review, so you just got an idea on what EasyInstall can do. Thank you for listening. I hope it has been informative, and it has created an interest in EasyInstall for you.